Good morning. Good morning. So, I'm feeling beautiful because what I know is that you are mirrors of me, and you look very beautiful. So, my name is Gent. So Gentle Eagle, and what I want to do is, I feel like anything that we do with intention, right? Eating, everything that we do, right? So my intention right now is to call in the 4 directions, right? So we're going to be having some beautiful speakers that are talking to us about these sacred plant medicines. And these sacred plant medicines are physical, but they have a spirit, right? So we're going to call in the spirit of the medicines. We're going to call in the spirit of our ancestors, of all those who aren't here today. So, and the way that I learned is mostly a Lakota way, Lakota Sioux. So I'll sing the 4 Directions song in Lakota, and I'll do my best to add some English subtitles here. Yeah? So, all right.
Nitungashila ahetua yankelo chekiayo ahetua yankelo.
Look to the west. Your grandfather is sitting there. Pray to him. Pray to him. He is looking this way.
Wazia takia etuayo nitungashila ahetua yankelo chekiayo ahetua yankelo.
Look to the north, the place of winter and night, of elders and wisdom, our ancestors.
We are in piata etuayo nitungashila ahetua yankelo chekiayo ahetua yankelo.
Look to the east, the rising sun, birth, infants, new beginnings.
Ito kagata etuayo nitungashila ahetua yankelo chekiayo ahetua yankelo.
Look to the south, the rising high noon sun, summer, vigorous growth, youth and vitality.
Wanayakatia etuayo wakantanka echia yankelo chekiayo ahetua yankelo.
Great mystery. God, Father, Mother, pray to him. Pray to him. He is looking down upon you. She is looking down upon you.
Makakatia e tuayo nikushiku ahe tuayon kelo chekiayo nikushikun agatan yon kelo. Hey! Pray to Grandmother, our Mother Earth. She gives us all that we have. The plants, the animals, the rocks, the rivers, the sea. Supports our life, gives us all that we have. Oh, matakias. Thank you. So we've traveled this sacred wheel. We're opening this ceremony. We're walking what some would call the Red Road. And I wanted to share a little bit about what we do, my mother and family and friends, what we do with Aklava Native American Church and Tatea Topa Native American Church and Sacred Wisdom Circle Institute. I just wanted to share a short video and then I'll speak briefly.
What brought me to grandfather medicine was the opportunity to meet with the Native American people. I've always had an interest in their culture, and this was the first opportunity I had to come.
Being married to a Native American, I wanted to explore that culture, and peyote was calling me. You can't really pick a medicine, it calls you.
My intention was to explore peyote within the Native American culture. It appears the Native American culture adds a richness and a depth to the peyote experience that really charged it. And so it was beautiful to witness and beautiful to see, and it was very healing.
My intention was to connect with some of the rituals, explore what they meant for the people here, but also for how I myself would embrace them and take them into my practice.
My intention for any plant medicine is to explore my own universe, because I don't even sometimes know myself, and the plant medicine, peyote especially, has shown me those things about me that I needed to change. And I'm really grateful for the experience. It was exactly what I needed. I needed to face my demons. I needed to explore who I really was. It gave me the boldness to step into who I really am meant to be.
Two aspects of the entire week that stand out to me. One was the sharing during ceremony. People would share different things that were happening to them, different things they were feeling. And it really was a place where people could become vulnerable and share. Which allowed them to connect to others and allow them to heal. The other experience was the connection of tribe through music. So doing lots of drumming and shaking rattles and being free to sing really was beautiful, because it allowed us all to come together as one, as a tribe, and I felt that was very, very powerful.
The ceremonies were a safe place for me to explore how to connect with other people, how to connect with my own heart. It gave me courage to discover who I really am. It was a really close community of people who were real.
This experience will shape my life in teaching me to be more open, be more caring for other people, be able to hold space for them, not to be as judgmental, love myself more, love others more, It really gave me a lot of good insight and lessons.
So I grew up working with peyote medicine and sweat lodge, sun dance. That was the way I learned growing up. And then as I got older, my mom and some other elders tricked me into, they promised me, they said, come and cook for us. We're starting this new... Yeah, let me just bring it down a little more. I'm already soft-spoken, and so they said, come out and cook for me, right? And we're starting this new training program where we're going to be working with people who want to learn these ways and work with others in these ways. And so I came out, and then they ended up giving me an altar and said, you're a medicine person. I said, no. So, but I love these ways, and I love working with people, and this was such a blessing because I've actually learned more about myself working with others and serving in this capacity than I ever did in 30 years keeping fire and going to Sundance. So, but we want to share this with your community. We've done a few grandfather ceremonies up here, and we will again in December, the 21st and the 28th, we'll have grandfather peyote ceremonies for anybody who's interested. And we also have an online resource teaching about these ways with weekly calls. Everybody can call in and have a conference call. And then we also have week-long ceremonies that you saw, in the video, where people can come and experience Sweat Lodge and Fire Walk, and yes, she did break an arrow with her throat. So, but these transformational and empowering activities that really get to the root of who we are, right? And more important than anything, shows mitaku ye oyasin, right? We are all related, right? Not just us humans, but everything, organic and inorganic, right? And from that understanding, we can have true empathy, right? True empathy for one another. I think if I was to ever write a book, it would be empathy, right? Because with empathy, everything else falls into place. So, actually, our first speaker is at 9:15, right? So I have about 5 minutes. So, I wanted to just share a little bit more about intention. And I had mentioned that in the very beginning that, it's important for us to set intention with each and everything that we do, right? Take the time. It's hard in this world, and I actually have my feet in both worlds. There's only one world, but sometimes we differentiate here. So I'm a scientist. I have a PhD in biomedical science from UCSF, and I studied microbiology and immunology, so viruses. And yet I grew up in these ways as well, right? And to me, they fit perfectly together, right? They fit perfectly together. So like I had mentioned, the plants, we can study the chemistry of the plants, right? And the biology of the plants and the neurochemistry of how these plant medicines work in our bodies. And there's books that go on and on and on about that. And at the same time, we can connect with the spirit of these plants, right? And that holistic connection of spirit, mind, science, the physical, our bodies, that is, to me, beautiful and profound, right? That is how we know, right? Through our senses, and not just our ability to measure right? What we see with our eyes and hear with our ears and touch with our fingers and the rest of us, but what our spirit whispers to us, right? And that experience when you're in ceremony and you're at that third attention place where you feel that energetic connection, that energetic and physical connection with all that is, right? With the stone people that are coming into that lodge, right? And you see their formation and see how they've been here for billions of years, right? That, I feel, can only come through spiritual connection. And so that's why I appreciate these plant medicines that have whispered to us and to our ancestors and taught us what they have to share, their wisdom and what they have to share with us. So I'd like to talk a little bit more about the online training that I mentioned, this year-long training. I know a lot of folks feel like they just want to come to ceremony, or I just want to work with the plant medicines. Oh, and I haven't experienced this plant medicine yet, so I want to experience that plant medicine. And the whole reason we started our, we call it the 13th Moon Program, so for our folks who have felt called to become medicine people, the whole reason that we created this online program is because we saw a lot of folks who would come and they would jump into the medicine and then really struggle, right? And these plant medicines are very powerful, right? And how I was taught growing up was the only time that we worked with these sacred plant medicines is when community came together for a specific reason. So a family might have somebody with an illness or something that they're struggling with. So they go to the roadman and they ask the roadman to facilitate a ceremony. And then they host this ceremony, the family does, and the whole community comes together and supports that family, right? And that was the only time that they worked with these sacred plant medicines. And so there was an intention, right? And they had a purpose and they had a structure. And then they came together and worked with these medicines in a really good way. And it wasn't just random willy-nilly and, let's see what this does. And so we created this online program for people to be able to have the background and the structure that normally you would learn from your tribe, right? From your community. And so this is just an opportunity that we would share with people. And I was taught that you give this freely, and then the cycle, just like all things are cyclical, will come back to you, right? And so that's how we do that, by donation. And so we have these offerings, and we have a little table over here. It'll say Sacred Wisdom Circle Institute just out the door over there, right next to the amazing chocolate. Yeah, Teresa's chocolate. And so we have our card out there. And so if you're interested in grandfather medicine, we work with the other medicines, as well, San Pedro, the Wachuma, and psilocybin and ayahuasca. But grandfather is our primary medicine. So if you're interested in that, or the online training program, or the week-longs, go ahead and take our card, and I'd love to connect with you and sit with you and learn from you, because we're all teachers and we're all students. So, aho, thank you. Appreciate it.